First of all, we are going to do a short review about the angles. This is an angle. As you know, an angle is the part of a plane located between two rays, called sides, which are born in the same point, called vertex. This is the time. The time, as you know, has three measured units, which are the hour, the minute, and the second. Also, it is a sexagesimal system, because each unit, for instance, the hour, is 60 times bigger than the smaller unit, which is the minute. That's why we know that 1 hour equals to 60 minutes and 1 minute equals to 60 seconds. So now we are going to make a little scheme to help us to transform quantities into different units. First we place the biggest one, the hour, then the minutes, and finally the seconds. In order to make the scheme, we are going to use a couple of arrows so that it helps us to change a quantity from one unit to the other. So, if we want to transform a quantity to a smaller unit, we will multiply it by 60. So, for instance, if we want to change a quantity from hours to minutes, we have to multiply that quantity per 60. And if we want to transform one quantity to a bigger one unit, we will divide it by 60. So, if we want to transform seconds into minutes, we will divide the quantity per 60. There are some cases when using angles that they are really precise, and we just have to use degrees as its measure unit. However, when they are not that precise, we need another 2 units to measure more exactly. Then we use the degrees, the minutes, and the seconds. These three form a sexagesimal system, and this is because each unit, for instance, the minute, is 60 times smaller than the biggest unit, which is the degree. So now we are going to make another scheme as the one before. Therefore, we will place first the bigger units and then the smaller. So we write the degree, the minute, and then the second. Now we know that when we want to transform one quantity to a smaller unit, we will multiply it by 60. On the other side, if you want to transform one quantity to a bigger one, we will divide it by 60. The sexagesimal systems let us do operations with the angles, such as addition. So now, as you can see, we are going to add together angle A and angle B. To do that, we are going to place them in the right position. So we pick the first angle, angle A, and we write the degrees. Then with the minutes and finally the seconds. Below we will write the angle B, the degrees below the degrees, the minutes below the minutes, and so on. Now we add the seconds with the seconds together. So 3 plus 17 equals to 20. Then we will move to the minutes and we will add the minutes together, as you can see in the video. And then we will move to the degrees and we will add the degrees together. 54 degrees, 52 minutes, and 20 seconds is the result of adding together angle A plus angle B. We can call it, if we want to, angle C, and we will draw it by mixing together the angle A and angle B, as you can see in the video. With the sexagesimal system, we can also subtract angles. So now we are going to subtract angle B from angle A. In order to do that, we place them in the right order. So we pick the first angle, the angle A, and we write the degrees, then the minutes, and finally the seconds. Below we will write the angle B, the degrees below the degrees, and the minutes below the minutes, and so on. Then we will subtract first the seconds of the angle A minus the seconds of the angle B, and we will keep doing the subtraction. So now we know that 62 degrees, 4 minutes and 10 seconds is the result of subtracting angle B from angle A. If we want to draw it, we will draw angle A, which is the bigger one, and we will draw angle B inside angle A. So then we will see clearly how the angle B is subtracted from angle A, and we will be more clear of the result. Of course, we have to bear in mind that these drawings are not precise, so if we want to draw them precisely, we will have to use a protractor. Now we are going to see what happens when we get a result which is bigger than 60. As you can see, 180 is bigger than 60. So we will have to transform the minutes into degrees to see how many degrees we can make with the amount of minutes that we have. Because as we know, 1 degree equals to 60 minutes. So if in the result there's a number which is bigger than 60 minutes, we have to transform it to express the result properly. In order to do that, we will transform it by dividing the number of the minutes per 60, so we can transform the minutes into the degrees. So now we are going to do the division, and as you can see, we get as the result 1 degree and 58 minutes as the remainder. So now we are going to express properly the new result. In order to do that, we will put the minutes that we have gotten as the remainder, which are 58. We will put the same seconds as we have not done anything with them, and we will add 1 degree more to the amount of degrees that we had before, transforming in this case 45 to 46. Now that we have seen most of the theory together, we are going to do some exercises to train ourselves. So, I'm going to read this problem. In the whiteboard, you have drawn a sort of cake where Anna has eaten 26 degrees, 35 minutes and 23 seconds, and Marcos has eaten 47 degrees, 43 minutes and 10 seconds. How many cake did they eat together? So now please solve the problem in your notebooks. So in order to solve the problem, we will have to do this addition. Can you solve it? As you can see, the result is 73 degrees, 78 minutes and 33 seconds. 78 is bigger than 60, we will have to transform that quantity into degrees. So, we will have to divide 78 by 60. As you can see, the result is 1 degree and the remainder is 18, which are the minutes that are left. So, the new result would be 18 minutes, 33 seconds, and we will add 1 degree more to the ones we had before, so the degrees will move on from 73 to 74. Now, moving on to the next problem, we want to turn the picture drawn above, so with the line drawn above with the blue marker that represents the plane, forms an angle of 180 degrees, or as it is also called, a flat angle. Now, The picture base forms an angle with the plane of 165 degrees and 33 minutes. How many degrees do we have to turn the picture to get 180 degrees between the picture base and the line painted with the blue marker that represents the plane? To solve the problem, we will do a subtraction, so we have to put the flat angle on top and then subtract to that the angle that we had as the data. But as you can see, we have to transform one of the degrees into minutes, so we can do properly the subtraction. Therefore, we will take 1 degree from 180, transforming it in 179, and we will transform that degree into 60 minutes, because as we already know, 1 degree equals to 60 minutes. Then we do the subtraction and we get the final result, which are 14 degrees, 27 minutes and no seconds. Do you remember the scheme that we did before? So now we are going to fulfill it to do a small revision. Which was the biggest unit with which we represented the angles? The biggest unit with which we represent the angles are the degrees. Now, which are the next unit with which we represent the angles? Yes, the minutes are the next units with which we represent the angles. And which is the next one? You're right, the second is the next unit with which we represent the angles. Now remember that when we want to transform a quantity from the bigger unit to a smaller one, we will multiply it by 60. And on the other hand, when we want to transform a quantity from a small unit to a bigger one, we will divide it by 60.